if you're in the market for some AirPods, you need to stop. The game is over for Apple. Because for just £1.77, including shipping, you can buy these. The i7 Minis. These largest company in the world destroying headphones are just one part of a £5 tech package from the birthplace of the bargain, the home of the dealio, the greatest thing to bless this world, Aliexpress. Included in this £5 tech package was this little voice-controlled RGB light. If your setup is looking in need of some panache, there is only one option for you, and it's these bad boys. Thirdly and finally, perhaps the most important part of this tech package, the toilet light. Are you tired of going to the toilet and it's not RGB and cool? Do you think that your poo has more character to it, and a scene that somehow enveloped that would improve the quality of your life? Well, you should get this light.
It provides atmospheric pooing.
Aliexpress is the one. They've got products to destroy every industry. Why buy the latest iPhone when you can get the iMac Pro for £100? Quality, durability, these are not things that you need to be concerned about, because guess what? These things work. They came in a bag, the boxes were a little bit mangled, but that's a good sign. Aliexpress has the confidence. They know if these items get battered, they're going to last. In all seriousness, these are the sort of compromises that companies like this need to make to get that price point to the very marketable £1.77. Anyway, let's get to the i7 Minis. These things boast Bluetooth 5.0, 2 to 3 hours of battery life, compatibility with all devices, and, surprisingly, quick and easy pairing. You get power display information on said device, and you've got the charging case. These beauties have been bought 107,000 times from the AliExpress website, with an average star rating of 4.8. I was almost certain that these things wouldn't work, that the Bluetooth would be a nightmare to connect, that the charging case wouldn't charge them, that they would be made of paper. And as soon as you take this bad boy out, the plastics on this case are clearly to a lower standard. But guess what? She works. The design on the AirPods themselves is surprisingly well constructed, and they definitely do not look bad. They are bigger than I was expecting. The charging case can be activated by pressing down on the power button. This confirms by giving you a blue light. These things are charged by a micro USB cable. USB-C would obviously be preferable, but let's not get picky. To turn these AirPod killers on, you need to press the button at the back. That's going to activate the device. This is where I get very dubious, because for £1.77 to make something with good Bluetooth technology that actually works and that sounds, that's even audible, more to the point, is a stretch. By the way, you've got the voice that goes connected, which is pretty cool. You can hear the lack of clarity on the high end a lot. All the sounds a bit muddy. Yeah, and the low end's not there, just like the high end. It's sort of anything in the middle of the range is surprisingly good. You can get used to it after a while. The volume's not quite there. Imagine if you're running, there's vehicles around, you'll probably be feeling there's a little bit left to be desired. But you could totally get used to this. It's like anything. You get used to a lower quality, you get used to a high quality. It's hard to go between the two. But the more time I spend on this, these are totally acceptable. And when wearing them in your ears, I think they are noticeably bigger than the AirPods, but you still look cool walking around with the iMinis. If you drop them on the floor, they're going to survive. I checked. These things aren't paired currently, which is why we're getting the flashy light, but you can clearly tell that they're looking to pair with something at this price point I would expect to have very minimal user interface designs. And they're obviously not going to be as durable, and music can sound better. But for what is clearly a joke of a product, these things are serious. And obviously these aren't going to be killing the AirPods, but they do work. How long and how reliably, that remains to be seen, but it is going to do what it says on the tin. And honestly, carrying these in the hand, you would not be able to tell that they were £1.77. I went to TK Maxx the other day, a popular retailer in the UK, and they sell these headphones. These are like £15 to £30, and the reality is with almost all of these products, they are the same products as what you're buying from AliExpress, but they're buying them themselves and they're putting a markup on them so they can add more products to their business. And people are happy to pay the price because for 30 quid, if you bought these in a pinch and you needed them, why not? But this is the beauty of something like AliExpress. They're going to give it to you straight from the manufacturer and you're going to get ridiculous prices. Even if they broke 2 days after you bought them, it's worth the value. Anyway, next up, this RGB light. It's quite cool. I mean, look, it doesn't quite fit the value matrix of the i7 minis, but it actually works. It's very responsive to the voice control. I had to dim the brightness on my screen a bit for these to really shine. Once you plug her in and you put the power on button, she's going to light up. It has a USB-C cable, unlike our i7 mini counterpart. You've got 3 dials on the top. The top one, the mode speed dial, is then going to give you a choice of a surprisingly high amount of different patterns and designs that this thing's going to show its spectrum of RGB when it hears sound. My biggest gripe with this unit, and again for the price we're not really hammering it, but because the unit is so light that once you've got the USB-C cable in there, this thing is very prone to move. But for £1.77, it's cool. I mean, you can't be mad at it. And finally, the most important thing that AliExpress has ever made, that anyone could ever buy, the toilet light. Are you waking up in the middle of the night needing to go to the toilet? Do you fear turning on the light? You might not be able to get back to sleep. Well, the toilet light has got you. Look at this vibe. As you can see, it very much does what it claims to do. It's made cheap just like everything else. In fact, I think if you drop this thing, it's done. But luckily, the unit that holds it in place is sturdy. And my big gripe with this product is that it takes 3 AAA batteries. 3! That is taking the piss. Anyway, there you go. That's pretty much all I have to say about it. For £5, we love you, AliExpress. You are a source of infinite entertainment. You've got the deals. If you are looking to buy a ridiculously cheap pair of headphones, if you've seen the adverts pop up on Facebook, they work. And they work relatively well. So, save yourself the hundreds of dollars.